All right. So we're back here. This is going to be part 2. And we left off with you guys wanting to go to the library.
That is correct.
All right. So you make your way to the library, the regular Providence library. And you walk in and you see the main librarian sitting there. And she says, "Hello, gentlemen. How can we help you?"
Well, after taking a large swig of my ice cold Pepsi Cola,
Sponsor us.
label out, give you what you're paying for. I politely asked the librarian if she has any public record on either of the 2 names we dug up, which I absentmindedly totally forgotten.
Hugh Jones and Martin Ray. She looks at you and she recognizes one of the names, Martin Ray, as a local boy who just got out of his senior year in high school, and he is taking up being an ice cream man. But she also says to you all, Hugh Jones, Martin Ray, I can look into that for you. I know a little personally about Martin Ray, but Hugh Jones, I've never heard of Hugh Jones. And she says she will be back. And she will be back to you guys in 60 minutes. So you have 60 minutes in the library to kind of look around if you like. Or maybe go somewhere else, or whatever you guys want to do. Would you like to try to look stuff up on your own in the library?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of any particular subject that I'd be looking for. I guess is there a company that most of the all the ice cream trucks in town are under, or anything like that?
No, they're kind of all owner operators. So someone owns the truck, and maybe someone works for them, or the person that owns the truck also operates the vehicle.
So I guess I'd look into maybe if there's an ice cream truck dealership in town.
Yeah, you could do that. Roll a library roll.
That's a success.
Okay. So you find the records which would hold the registration, and you find the section for mid-size van, and you find a food license for a Mr. Hugh Jones. And you see his address as 123 Parker Road.
Oh, fancy that. Happen to have dug into a couple mid-sized van registrations through the pages here, and happen to find our guy, Hugh Jones. Got his address and everything, so we can follow that lead up, and hopefully our librarian friend can tell us a little more about this kid who's trying to become an ice cream man. He's got a very, very similar characteristic to our late friend, Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, I say, tell Will that's good info. Good job. Write that stuff down.
Write that down. So yeah, I'll grab a little notebook out of my bag and jot all that information down, and then put it all back where it found it, because I'm a responsible library user.
Mm-hmm.
Jim's probably just trying to look through books that might have naughty pictures. Something like that.
Jim, you do notice.
On his face. Not pay much attention.
Jim, why don't you go ahead and roll a spot hidden?
Spot hidden, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, get the right chat for a change. I fail.
Okay. You hear the door open, but you don't quite catch who walked in. And then you hear something, and all you hear is Providence PD, Providence Police Department.
Sure. You're here to use the library or what? What you doing?
The cops look in. The cops looking at you, and they see three grizzled gentlemen digging through records. And he starts walking up there, and he says, "How you gentlemen like in Providence?" And he's kind of flashing his badge at you. Has his hand on his nightstick.
It's okay. Seems
I
mostly friendly enough.
kind of shimmy behind Jim and Mick, and not so brave around the big scary policeman.
Police officer looks at you. Police officer Hutchins. He looks at you and he says, "Well, I see you looking through records here. Maybe I can help you out. I've lived here my whole life."
Sure. What are we looking for, guys? I mean, I was just looking for the pictures of the women with no tops on in these books, but my friends here were doing some proper research. I don't really understand it, to be honest. What are we looking for, guys?
All right, so I'm gonna whip around to the cops and say, well, if you must know, we're investigating a recent murder here in the last week. I flashed my badge, but not so we can see it so much, but like just a flash that I have a badge. So yeah, this is Special Agent Mick Jones from the FBI.
Roll. Why don't you either roll law or roll appearance?
Yeah, I'm going with law.
Okay.
That is a pass.
Okay. He looks at you and says, I see the badge there. Yeah, I'll tell you everything you need to know. You probably get more luck if you came down to the police station to get the information you needed, though.
Well, we'll get to that. All right, don't tell me how to do my job, Mister. I look at his name tag. What is his name? What is his name?
His name is Officer Hutchins, and you might have to roll. You might have to roll an intimidate roll on that one. Okay, I think that's a pass.
Yeah, that is at least a hard. No, it's extreme.
Okay, he looks at you and he says, "Oh, okay," and he thinks to himself like, "Okay, I'm a rookie. This guy actually knows what he's doing. I can't do anything with him." And he kind of is like, "Well, if you need an escort or anything, we can get you there as quickly as possible. I don't want to stand in your way."
Well, you can help me out by sitting down at this table and tell me all you know about this this Larry what's his face and Jeffrey Kelly thing going on here.
Oh, Jeffrey, yeah, his death was a sad one. Larry Helmsworth is the man who killed Jeffrey Kelly. He's a deranged man. He thinks he sees monsters. He keeps saying something about missing children and missing ice cream men, but we looked into it, and there's nothing suspicious about missing children or missing men. I mean, adults are allowed to go missing if they want, and children go missing all the time. It's not like us or even the surrounding cities have had any influx in missing children. We checked all that already 4 years ago when he came to us and said that he was investigating. He killed Jeffrey Kelly in cold blood and then just walked away. And he did have a look of amazement on his face, but it wasn't like I've taken a man's life, okay? And it wasn't that same look that was in his eyes.
So, I mean, you act real nonchalant about the disappearance of children. You see it almost as if it's a regular occurrence around here. I can say in my time as an FBI agent, all the towns and cities I've been in, no one's act so normal about children just up and disappearing.
Well, I think it's because no children have gone missing here in Providence. There have been some children missing in surrounding towns, and yes, missing children is a very sad thing. But unfortunately, other very sad things also happen in this world. Um, and when he starts talking about monsters and men wearing other men's skin and just strange things like that, we can't take him seriously. He came to us with evidence, but we checked in on all the evidence and there's nothing there. It won't hold any water in court.
So you don't find it weird that 2 children disappeared in Cranston, then 2 more in Rumford, 2 more in Pawtucket, 2 more in Riverside, all making its way here to Providence? You don't find that strange?
I mean, I guess it is strange, but it's not out of the ordinary. Children go missing. When Jeffrey died, they took his ice cream truck that he was driving. He did not own it. He was just a kid in high school. He took it, and shortly after he died, someone came in saying that the person who he sold the vehicle to hadn't made any payments, and he was trying to take the truck back. We needed to process it for searching for evidence. It's still sitting at the police station. If you guys would like to go and check it out, you're welcome to it. I can assure you, you're not going to find any monsters there.
We'll take a look at that for ourselves and make our own, come to our own opinions and decisions on that. All right, so I guess outside of character, do we want to leave Will here
Well,
to wait for
just
Brady?
just as the police officer finishes that and you kind of give him an inquisitive look, the librarian comes back, and she has something on a Mr. Hugh Jones as well. The only thing she has on Martin Ray is, back then they didn't have IDs, but they had like a certificate of driving, and it just has his name, his address, and his birth date on it. But Mr. Hugh Jones, he purchased an ice cream truck. He lives at 123 Parker Road. And it looks like the person, it looks as if he was trying to sell it. And it looks as if he was trying to sell it to someone named Mr. Morton Downer. But there is no address given.
I thank you very much, ma'am. Your help was very appreciated. This information was, I can't thank you enough.
Oh, you're welcome. That's not a problem, honey.
So I'm going to tell you said Officer Hutchins or Hutchinson?
Yep.
I'm going to tell him, excuse me a moment. I need to talk to my colleagues here for a moment.
And if I can just trouble the librarian for the actual address of Martin Ray.
Martin Ray is going to be 5921 String Road.
Okay, so yeah, I want to step away from the officer and talk to Will and Jim. I want to tell them, all right, I mean, I definitely want to investigate the leads on these 2 men, their address, and their home, but I want to get to that van before these small town cops tear it apart and do whatever they're going to do to it.
Yeah, it sounded like they haven't even touched it yet, so it's definitely a good idea to get to it before. I'd say that's our priority. It doesn't sound like the other 2 are going anywhere.
I've dealt with these kind of cops before. They're not going to be thorough about things. They're going to toss it and they're going to miss stuff. So I think we need to get there ASAP.
William is in entire agreement and double checks his bag for maybe like weird stuff, like brushes and powders and chemicals, and just double checks that he's got a nice stock of all of his normal, usual stuff.
Um. Yeah, you have your normal things. Things to take fingerprints if that's what you're asking.
Not so much. I don't think that'd be in a chemistry bag.
Okay. You
But
have forensic type things if that's what you'd like.
yeah, I was leaning more towards like formaldehyde and
Bro.
tweezers, scalpels, sample collection, that kind of deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Mick's been pretty quiet during this whole thing. Is there anything you'd like to add to the group, Mick? Or not Mick, Jim?
To be honest, Jim's just probably trying to stand as far away from the police as he can and occasionally try and hide his face and look out the windows. And
That's kind of what I
he's not
thought.
really associated with that.
That's kind of what I thought. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Officer Hutchins looks at you and says, I'm about to leave out of here and head down to the police station. Did you guys want to come with me, or maybe I can meet up with you later?
Yeah, we're gonna come with you. When we get there, we need to get straight to that van. So I don't. You need to take care of talking to whoever you gotta talk to get me back there. Because I don't have time. I got a very busy day.
No problem. I'll take you around back. Just why don't you hop in the back seat, and we'll take you in the back like you guys are criminals, and then maybe we'll just kind of let you out a little early, and you can just walk into the back. I see you got a badge, and I think you'll be fine. We'll take you right to evidence. So you guys following him?
Is there any way I can try to see if he's telling me the truth or not? If he's being completely truthful.
Yes, you could roll a psychology roll.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
And if anybody else would like to roll a psychology roll, they can as well.
Yeah, Jim is very suspicious and does not like the idea of going to the back of the van. I get a success.
Okay.
In fact, no, just a success. Yes, it's a hard success.
Somebody got an 8.
Yeah, I got an extreme success.
Okay, you look at the officer and you can see his eyes twitch a little bit. He's scared of you. So there's no way that he would lie to you. He kind of looks at you and says, "So if you're coming, we need to go now because I have somewhere I need to be. I don't want to rush you. Don't think I'm trying to rush you. But if you want me to help you get in, this is when the time we need to leave."
Well, you heard him. You heard the young man, boys. We're out of here.
All right. So Officer Hutchins walks down to the door, and he opens up the door for some nice people, and you guys kindly let the people walk in first, and then you guys walk out, and you see a police, like an old style police buggy, sitting there. It's just big enough to fit you 3 in the back, and then Officer Hutchins in the front.
Jim's got a proper swell. Kind of been an ambition of mine for many months now, not to be in the back of one of these. So it's not a great situation, boys.
Do I notice that Jim is looking a little nervous?
Yeah, you notice he's looking a little nervous, and you know Jim pretty well by now, and you know that he just does not like the police.
Yeah, so I try to reassure him, like, hey, I wouldn't let anything happen to you. We're a team here. Besides, I use the oldest trick in the book, the old flash the badge, but they can't tell what it actually is trick.
Yeah. So, Jim, why don't you go ahead and just roll a sanity roll?
So while he's doing that, I nudge him and indicate towards my bag, and I've got something to help your nerves for later after the con.
So you rolled a 88. Okay, so you are scared still. No amount of reassurance is going to help you. You lose 1 sanity point. You're a little scared. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Simon.
Just thanked William for the words of support. That's all.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so you're a little.
Thinking about calm me down. Yes, I'll gladly take it.
So you take the little concoction that he made. It's in a little tincture. He didn't get a time to make it in a powder form and put it in a pill and put your name on it. So you have a little tincture. You take a swig of it, and you're feeling okay. You're not intoxicated, but you are very relaxed.
That's
Yeah,
grand.
it's this new thing they're trying out in the medical field. Something barbiturates. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I just know what the chemistry is.
It does not turn you into a barbarian. It turns you into a
No.
barbitchian. Okay, so you guys are riding in the police car. Well, you're riding, so you're just sitting still. But Officer Hutchins is driving the police car. He gets you into the back. There's a gate there. He flashes his badge. The guy at the gate kind of looks in and sees 3 really weird-looking guys in the back and just kind of waves him forward. And so you're walking into the back. You're driving into the back, and then he pulls up and he says, "All right, boys, this is where you get out." And you see a door just says law enforcement use only or police officer use only, and that's the only door that's there.
Okay, so yeah, when we're getting out, I'm gonna say, hey, appreciate this. Won't be forgotten. I'll put a good word in for you at the bureau.
Oh, thank you. That's the end goal, is to finally get to the FBI. Maybe meet Mr. Hoover himself. And
Yeah, sure.
and you guys notice. Also roll a spot hidden, please. It'd be kind of hard to miss, but oh my god, you guys are rolling good again. Jesus, everyone's.
Yeah.
I think everyone passes. There might even be an extreme success in there.
Very hard.
Yeah, somebody got a 10.
Hey.
Okay, well, you can't really miss the fact that there is a huge ice cream truck sitting in the back lot behind a gated area with some other what look like impounded cars and trucks. But it's sitting there. It's got the paint is kind of rusty looking. It looks as if it maybe was a yellow color at one point. And it looks like it might have been like very colorful. Says good humor on the side of it, and it says make you smile and make your day brighter. There's like a little logo that's on it. It's definitely an ice cream truck. There's no passing that by.
Okay, so now correct me if I'm wrong. Good humor, that's like an ice cream brand, correct? That's like the brand of ice cream they used.
Yeah, so that's an ice cream brand, and it was like the biggest brand of ice cream back then.
Okay, so that is definitely something I want to keep an eye out for if they're even using that brand of ice cream. Because if they're stealing kids and potentially turning them into ice cream, I don't know if they're actually going to have actual ice cream on there, all packaged up.
Okay. So where would you like to go? To the truck or maybe inside to talk to maybe Larry?
Yeah, I mean, I would vote for the truck first since we're already right here.
Same.
Yeah, take a look at the truck.
Okay.
And Jim's just going to stand around and keep an eye out for police so you can warn people.
Okay.
I think.
So Jim, you're gonna stick on the outside of the truck.
Yeah, I'll have a look around the outside of the truck while I'm there, but I'll mostly be keeping my eyes open for police.
Okay. So Mick and William, you get to the back of the ice cream truck where the ice cream man would have entered through, and you see that it is locked, but the truck is very old, and if you roll a strength roll, you might be able just to break it open.
Hold on one second. Well, how good, Jim? How good is your persuasion or fast talk?
So I was seeing that Jim doesn't really use persuasion or fast talk a lot. He tends to use intimidation. Yeah, you can have a go at persuasion. He's not the best. Tends to rely on intimidation and more criminal tactics to get his way.
Maybe Nick should wait outside in case somebody comes up and he can kind of talk his way through convincing somebody if he has to again. So we managed to convince that young cop, but I don't know if he's going to be able to convince everybody else who I am. Just some guy standing out here. It's up to you guys, though. I don't know.
Well, my objective was very much to come and get you, Nick. If I see anyone, I'm just going to try and keep my eyes open. I'm not
You're the investigator, so your eyes are going to pick up on any evidence inside probably better than just probably best you and I take a peek inside.
All right.
So here's the deal. You can either roll, Mick, since you're gonna go in first. You can either roll a strength roll, and if you pass, you break the lock. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Jim overhears is a lock.
Okay.
If Jim overhears there is a lock that's stopping you, I'll definitely try and pick it for you because that's a fun part of my repartee.
Yeah. Oh, we lost time. There he is.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah. I will have a go at the lock if that's okay with everyone.
Sure. If you'd like to use you can either use. I'll give you the same option I would use them or give them. Is that your locksmith?
Yeah. So I had a hard success on locksmithing.
Well, there you go. He picks the lock and it comes right open. I was gonna give you the option to either use locksmith or use luck, and if you failed at the luck roll, you would have broke the lock. But you picked the lock, so you're good.
Great.
Well done.
So you guys are now inside. As you look in, it looks like a fairly normal truck. You see a freezer. It's a very big freezer. It has some kind of weird, odd device on it. It looks like a large metal vat with a mixer and cooling tubes around it. And yeah, if you'd like to investigate them more, you can. There's a little window on the opposite side of the freezer in the vat, which is the window where he would be taking orders. It still is a little cold in there because that stuff tends to keep the temperature down for long periods of time. So yeah, you're welcome to investigate.
I would like to crack open that there extremely large freezer.
Okay, so roll a you don't have to. There's nothing to roll. So you open it up and is a freezer, and if you roll a spot hidden,
that would be a success.
All right, so you rolled a 44. That's a success. You notice that the freezer is exceptionally large, larger than a freezer that needs to hold ice cream. And you see some what looks like padding on the bottom of it.
Well, Mick, I'm not an ice cream man. I want to be clear about that. It does seem like an awfully big freezer for in here.
Yeah, it looks a little big for soft serve and whoopie bars.
Especially considering the soft serve, doesn't need a freezer.
That's a good point.
Well, he sells other ice creams, bars, and stuff like that on there as well. But still, this is a deep freeze. Something that if you went hunting in, you would put many processed animals inside of it.
All right, so here we are, Will. Not saying the guy isn't crazy, but he might be on to something. Maybe not monsters, but there could be some kidnapping going on here. You said you see something padded on the floor or something, Will?
I did. And see.
Yeah, so the freezer had padding at the bottom of it, almost like a rollout mat you would use when you were in the war.
Gotcha.
So I would like to reach into my bag and see if I can't find a little bottle labeled luminol.
Yeah, roll Roll your roll for that, which would be, I guess, a chemistry roll.
Yeah, if that works for you.
Chemistry or
Yeah, what the science? Yeah, your science roll, whatever that is.
I'm gonna say it's either that or luck, I guess. But up to you.
Yeah, roll a science roll.
Yeah, that's gonna be a success.
nice.
All right. So not only do you find the luminol, but you can certainly use it if you'd like.
All right. Now I don't know if you've come across this in your investigation career yet, Mick, but it's a little new thing they came up with a few years back. Reacts to blood. All right. So it's going to give off just a little bit of a glow if there's blood in there. And I'll just kind of spritz it in there best I can out of the vial.
In the freezer alone, you see a little bit of what would be considered possibly blood. But remember, there also is that vat that has the cooling tubes and everything on it. It looks like something that would be used to possibly mix ice cream.
Shouldn't be any blood in there.
So yeah, just at as soon as we see a reaction in the freezer, I'm just gonna get it all over the inside of the truck as much as I can, I suppose. But yeah, first the mixing thingy.
You notice that the vat that is used to mix ice cream, or that is apparently used to mix ice cream, lights up like a Christmas tree, almost so much that it gives a new light source inside the truck.
You're telling me that's blood, Will? How can that much blood? How can
Now listen, it's a new chemical. There's a lot. Apparently, it would only is supposed to work accurately under UV lights. Which, listen, I don't want to even get into the science of how much it takes to power up a UV light bulb. It's almost a whole room. You don't care.
And
Anyway,
just
there's
as
a good chance.
just as you guys see all the luminol light up in the vat, Jim, why don't you go ahead and roll a spot hidden roll?
Sure. That is a success, just about.
Okay, you see the door open and a couple police officers walk out. They're walking to their cars that are parked in the back. They don't seem to spot you or think anything different of anything that they see.
I'll try and make myself inconspicuous then and just kind of try and hide in the shadow of the van.
If you'd like to roll a stealth roll. What, we lost? There he is.
I can't because I keep clicking the wrong button.
That's quite all right.
There we go. Oh, I've got quite good stuff, but I don't think it's that good. Nope, I fail.
Okay, so you are still hidden. You're just not completely in the shadows. It is still daytime. They can see you a little bit. If someone was to look really hard, they would notice a person. But if they're just briefly glancing, they're not going to see you.
Okay.
But you're good for right now. Okay, so back to inside the truck. You guys just saw the vat light up like a Christmas tree. And why don't you go ahead and roll another spot hidden, either Mick or Will. Okay, who rolled a 100 first off?
That's me.
Mick, you rolled a 100?
Yeah.
Okay, the luminol is so bright, it blinds you for a little bit. That's how much luminol is in there. But William, did you pass?
Yes.
Okay, so you notice that there is a smell, and it is very much a putrid smell. And if you roll in intelligence roll, you might be able to distinguish what it is.
Well, that is a pass.
It smells like Mr. Corbett's basement. It smells like rotting, decaying flesh. But it's not so overwhelming to where it would alert everyone that's around the vehicle. It almost has that sickening sweet smell of death to where it could just be rotted ice cream or like milk that's putrefied over time. So you can't really tell the difference, but you can because you've been around that sickening decay of flesh smell.
Will you smell that? Or Mick?
I don't know. Do I smell it? I failed that, so I'm assuming I don't smell. I'm just worried about not being able to see right now, right?
Yeah, you're rubbing your eyes trying to adjust to the light again, and then just then, as he says, "Do you smell that?" You kind of wonder if he farted, or if it's actually a smell, or if he's trying to play a trick on you because he farted.
I can't smell a damn thing right now. I'm just blind, man. That sounds bright. Man, you could have warned me a little bit, Will. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry, didn't expect that much of a reaction. But listen, remember how Corbett's basement smelled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather I didn't, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting a serious whiff of that from inside of this ice cream truck. I don't know about you, but
All right. Well, I think it's pretty much official. Larry, I don't think is as crazy as everyone thinks him to be. This is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, this is like this. I mean, it's a murder scene. I've never seen anything like it in such a small place.
here's the thing, though. The cops are never going to know. They don't give out luminol to every small podunk police department. They're not going to know all this blood. Whoever this was did a good job of cleaning up after themselves. Had I not had this, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
That's a good point.
If we try to tell them anything, we're going to look just as crazy as Larry.
Well, I guess see if I can get somebody on the horn from back home. Maybe I can get some higher authorities involved. I mean, I don't know what else to do about this.
Do we take this to Larry? We have the chance while we're here.
Well, we can talk to him. I mean,
see what else he knows.
Yeah, if he can give us any more info, sure. But this might be above our heads.
I've had about enough of the inside of this truck, much as I can take anyway.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to be seen here. I think we've seen everything we need to see.
As you guys are talking amongst yourselves, Jim, you notice 3 more policemen come by, and they're coming out of the back door. And why don't you go ahead and roll a luck roll?
I failed spectacularly. I'll probably be knocking on the ice cream truck if I see him.
Fortunately for you, they don't see you, but you did notice that as they were coming out, the door looked like it was going to hang ajar a little bit. Mm-hmm. But as soon as you noticed that and you got your hopes up, it slammed shut.
Okay.
So
I'll probably knock on the van and see what's going on in there, guys. You've been quite a while now. There's a few police moving back and forth. Getting a bit worried.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we both hear that, and we're, like, all right, we gotta go. Something's going on out there. We've seen everything we need to see in here. Let's fucking get out of here. We've overstayed our welcome at this point.
Alrighty, and where would you like to go now?
What do you see, guys? What's the next step?
Jim, you wouldn't believe what we saw in there if we told you. I mean, it was a bloodbath.
Suffice to say, Larry might not be as crazy as everyone thinks.
Understood. That's all I needed to know. So these children are in danger. So yes, I feel we need to get to the bottom of this then.
Yeah, we need to find a way to get an audience with Larry.
Did anyone happen to spot a way into the station?
Well, that door there keeps swinging open as police come back and forth. I could get into position maybe and try and snag it open, but that is sort of breaking and entering into a police station. I'm not sure they tend to look on too kindly.
Well, if we can go back to the lobby, if I can get a hold of that young cop that I duped earlier, maybe he can get us in a room with Larry.
That sounds a safer plan.
Yeah, I suppose we could just ask.
Instead of,
Better than sneaking in.
I think we've gotten too used to just breaking into places.
What do you mean you can just walk into places normally? Don't make sense.
So you guys are all in agreement that you want to go to the front of the building and try to go into the police station just like a regular person would.
Yeah, just a regular normal person.
Okay.
But FBI agent, quote unquote.
Okay. So
Illegal immigrant mobster with criminal connections just walk into the police station and have a chat.
So when you walk in,
Very special.
when you walk into the front of the police station, you're greeted by a familiar face. It is Officer Hutchins at the front desk.
Perfect. So yeah, I just walk right to him as soon as I recognize. All right, Hutchins. Gonna need you to do me a favor.
Yes, what can I do for you? I thought I gave you, access to the back. You're supposed to go in through the back. No one's supposed to see you. You're not supposed to know who I am.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that. We need an audience with Larry.
Well, he's only going to be here for about another hour. We got the local asylum coming to pick him up soon. He's talking craziness again.
We need him in an interrogation room. It won't take an hour.
An interrogation room. I can put you... Okay. I can put you in an interrogation room for 15 minutes, and that's it. No one's going to be paying attention. It's lunch break right now. This is usually a sleepy town, and this is like the most action we've seen in a long time. So, okay. I'll give you 15 minutes.
Thank you. Like I said, won't be forgotten. People are going to hear about you.
Make sure you tell Hoover. Give me the good word.
You got it, bud.
So he takes you to the back. He takes out his keys, and he fumbles around with his keys a bit, and he's looking for it. He's obviously new, and he's trying to get some good browning points with whoever he can that he finds in a position of power. Finally finds the key, shaking in his hand a little bit because he's still a little scared. He's nervous when you guys are around. Puts the key in, unlocks the door. You guys walk back, and he kind of is like, okay, I'm gonna put you guys in this room. I'll be back in 2 minutes with Helmsworth, and just stay here. Please don't move. Please don't leave. No one knows you're here. This is a silent room. Just stay here. And he shuts the door behind you, and the door automatically locks when you leave, or when he leaves.
Okay, perfect. So Larry, I guess, just sitting in front of us now.
Yeah. So 2 minutes pass, and you guys are sitting in there, just kind of hoping that he's, actually remembers the right room you're in, because no one can hear you because it's a soundproof room, in case you get locked in there. And 2 minutes later, you hear the lock. You hear the lock turn, and the door open, and you see Larry. He looks very disheveled, like usual. But this time he's mumbling, I got it wrong. And he sees you guys, and his eyes kind of perk up, and he sits down, and he's very attentive. And that's when Hutchins shuts the door, and you hear the lock automatically snap again as he walks away. So Larry is sitting right in front of you guys now.
Okay. Larry, we need to know everything. All right, we already went to your room. We've been in the truck. Looked at everything you gave us in that briefcase. We need to know if there's anything else that wasn't included that you can tell us now?
Well, everything that I knew was in the briefcase. I managed to track the creature to here. 3 days ago, I shot that man in the truck. I thought it was him. Could have swore it was him, but it was just some kid. But I think I stopped him from dying a horrible death by the monster. Sorry, guys. Once I killed him, they brought the truck here. I overheard the officers talking about a man who was looking to reclaim his ice cream truck because payments had been missed, and once he missed 2 months in a row, he was looking to take his vehicle back. Other than that, that's all I know. I know that it is some kind of monster. I know that it put me under some kind of trance, and I know that son of a bitch took my kid.
Hey, Mick, he's probably talking about that guy, Hugh Jones, missing payments on that truck. Remember the librarian telling us something about him and Martin Downer, issues with the trucks.
Those names ring a bell to you, Larry?
Well, from what I understand, Martin Downer bought the truck from Hugh Jones. Hugh Jones then leased the truck to... Hugh Jones owns the truck now, but he's missed some payments. And from what I understand, there's a man, or should I say, a young high school age boy named Martin Ray, who is now going to be taking the spot. They're releasing the vehicle here soon.
So wait, the truck here in the impound's going to Martin Ray?
Well, Martin Ray is just a kid. I think he's going to be driving it. Hugh Jones, I don't know. I've never met Hugh Jones.
But what you're saying is that Hugh Jones's missed payments on this truck that Martin Ray is looking to drive as soon as he can become an ice cream man.
Yes.
Mick, I don't know if you're putting 2 and 2 together and coming up with the same answer I am here, but I think this kid Martin might be in some danger.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
How?
The kid's the mastermind behind anything, but maybe this Hugh fella is. I wouldn't mind having a word with Hugh.
Larry, one more thing. How did you know it wasn't him? How do you know?
Well, I was just assuming.
Creature?
I was just assuming because the damn ice cream man was supposed to be a monster. I was just assuming that when he died, maybe his actual form would show, and then people wouldn't think I was so crazy. My wife wouldn't think I kidnapped my kid. Maybe I would have gotten some answers, and maybe found out if David is still alive, or if he's being... I don't know. All I know is when he touched my shoulder, I saw a quick vision of him, of this decrepit-looking man, shaped monster, no teeth, black eyes, and he had a mouth that just looked like a giant sucker. I was hoping that once he died, I thought that Jeffrey kid, I thought that he was the monster. Maybe he would take his form. I think he wears the skin.
Giant sucker mouth monster that wears people's skins. Very nice. Look forward to seeing that one. Ever heard of anything like that, chaps?
Never, not once.
No, can't say I have.
And Larry looks at you guys and says, "Don't you get it? The ice cream man would be the perfect thing. If he wears someone's skin, he's in a cold environment. The cold makes the decay happen at a slower rate. That's why I'm sure if you guys got inside that truck, it would smell like completely decaying flesh.
Yeah, say it did. We've already been in the truck, Larry.
Oh, you got in, so you saw the vat. I think the vat is what he uses to grind up the bodies, because he has no teeth. He can't chew anything. So maybe he makes them ice cream, or maybe he just slurps them down like a drink. I'm not really sure.
It was a bloodbath in there. That vat was a crime scene on its own, and it smelled like decaying bodies.
See, he seems to get away with it because the same sickening smell of death is the same kind of smell as putrefied milk. Yeah, I don't know. I there's something up. There's got to be something up. Whoever, if Martin is the ice cream man now, he's definitely in some danger. I think maybe if you got a hold of Hugh Jones, you might be able to nip it in the bud a little bit. I'm not sure if Hugh Jones is actually who he says he is. My investigation was just traveling from town to town trying to find information on the missing kids and the missing ice cream man, and it always seemed to be that when 2 kids went missing at the end of the month, the ice cream man went missing, and it seemed to be a pattern. So watch out for any missing kids, and watch out for Martin Ray.
All right, Larry. This is the last chance. You're getting ready. They're going to take you to an asylum in about 45 minutes.
I'm not crazy. Why would they take me to an asylum?
They think you're crazy, but we're trying to help you. If there's anything else you can tell us, you have to tell us now.
He looks at you, and he gives you a little shake, and under the knowledge of him now going to the asylum, he reaches into his pocket, and he grabs a pen, and it has his name inscribed on it. And he's just consumed with the guilt of losing his child and killing a man for no reason. And he says, "Now I get to join my son in heaven." And he just starts stabbing himself in the neck. And as he's gurgling blood and it's spurting out of his jugular vein all over the place, all over the walls, if you guys roll a luck roll. So
pass. Pass.
Yes.
Everybody passes?
Yeah, we all passed.
Okay, everybody misses getting hit with blood. So Larry then, as he takes his final stab, it doesn't quite make it all the way through because of all the blood loss. He kind of lost all his strength, and it's kind of just sitting there, and he slowly slumps out of the chair and onto the ground, and as he shuts his eyes, it's the only little bit of peace you've seen in him since the couple times that you saw him. He actually kind of has a little smirk, as if the fight is over now.
Christ almighty.
Oh, I'd say you don't see that every day, but unfortunately in our line of work, you tend to see that every day, don't we? This is why I didn't want to get involved.
Okay.
That's going to look good for us. Been trapped in here with a man who's just been hacked. Well, this is horrible.
So just then, you can hear the key slide into the lock and start to turn. If you guys can roll a strength roll and pass, once the door opens, you'll push right past them and run out of the police station. But if you fail, Officer Hutchins is going to have to try to detain you guys. So go ahead
Okay.
and roll a strength roll.
Well, hang on now. Do we want to
Oh
push
my
past
goodness.
Extreme success.
I think you both just rolled
Two.
2s.
them? Yeah, well, fuck you guys. I guess I'm going to have to roll it now.
I think
Oh,
you all
wow.
pass.
All right.
Okay. As soon
That's
as
the biggest
that
accident.
is, I did not expect that to happen at all.
F
Again, you guys just throw wrenches into everything I have semi-planned, but that's okay. So he opens up the door, and you guys make out of there like a bat out of hell. You run as fast as you possibly can, and you make it away from the police station. And as you are open up the door, Mick or Jim, you look behind you, and everybody, you look behind you, and you see Hutchins, and he just looks in utter shock, and he just kind of slowly shuts the door and walks right out the back door, never to return again. And you guys made it out safely. So no one knows it's you because no one can find Hutchins. So what would you like to do now?
Take a break.
I feel bad now. He's a good. Hutchins a good guy.
Yeah, we've wrecked his life.
Jeez, it's not what I wanted.
So what's on the agenda now?
Well, who do we want to go see first?
Yeah,
Howard or Martin?
Hugh.
Or Hugh, I'm sorry. Hugh or Martin?
You want to go see Hugh?
My money's on Hugh.
All right. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will go see Hugh.
Great.